Do you ever look around and think, wow, the world is a crazy place, and it just seems to get crazier and crazier? Ease your mind and take a break. This is Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We're a hub for inspirational Christian sermons, practical keys for Christian living, and Christian discussions and interviews. You'll be inspired to live the life that you were created for. Your host is a top-ranking podcaster, best-selling author, world record holder, aerospace engineer, life coach, evangelist, and founder of John Giftah International. Welcome to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah.
As we are continuing the series on the aspect of discovering our God-given gifts and talents, the last couple of episodes I've been talking to you on, no matter what comes your way, take some step towards it. Maybe if you're not sure of what you need to do, also, try different things out. And at the same time, I also told you that if you discover your gifts, no matter what it is, just start working on it, because it is very, very important and crucial to take the step towards it. But when you start taking your step towards your God-given gifts and talents, or anything for that matter, the direction in which God has been directing your steps or leading you, you have to remember that it was not always going to be easy, and there may be different things that you may be going through. Now, for some of us, or some of you, you may have this experience where when you just start out, when you just maybe, for example, you're starting out a new podcast or a YouTube channel or something like that, right? The first video that you put, maybe there may be a couple of friends who, maybe sharing your content out or supporting you, cheering you on, or some may not even have that privilege. Okay, you don't even have family members who stand by you or something like that. So different people have different things, and for some of you, you start off and you're like so excited because so many people shared and so many people liked, or what, so on and so forth. But as days go by, you realize that the engagement goes down, and it's not the way it was when you started. So what I want to tell you is this important thing. That part of continuing it against all odds, I want to talk about that in a different segment, but today I want to tell you something, guys. First of all, I want to let you know, if you're starting out and you're just beginning, don't let people's praise and people's comments be your inspiration or fuel, because if you put your inspiration based on the praises of people, you will be stopping very soon. I can vouch and tell you that, because in the beginning you may face people celebrating you, encouraging you and all of that, but when you start doing it on a consistent basis, it won't be the same way all the time. All right, so what I would say is, if you are getting some appreciation and all of that, great, but don't let that be your driving force. Don't let that be your fuel to work on your gifts and talents. Now, when you start, okay, I want to tell you something. For the most part, you may be starting with an intention. Okay, I just want to start, and you may have some dreams you want to reach. You want to see, okay, if you're into singing, maybe you have a desire, one day I have to have my own band, or I need to perform on this renowned platform, or I want to go to this level in my singing career, or maybe if you want to go in the area of politics, or maybe anything under the sun, you want to start your own business. You're like, okay, I want to get into this many figures by this time in the future, and all of that stuff. All that is true, all that is fine, okay, but what I want to tell you is this: when you start, don't despise where you are. The Bible says something, I love this verse, in Zechariah 14. It says, do not despise the day of small beginnings. Right? Yes, you want to go to a place of greatness, you want to go to a place of prominence, you want to go to a place where you're walking in the fullness of your destiny, to see that you are living the dreams or the promises that God placed in your heart. All that is fine, but don't despise where you are right now, when you're just starting out. Yes, it may be discouraging. Yes, it may not be the way you want it, but keep it going. Don't discount yourself, don't think that what you're doing is insignificant and stop. keep going, guys, keep going. I always love sharing from my stories to let you guys know this, that I know what it is to be in a place where you just start. The kind of comments people make, the kind of way people treat you. Sometimes it's very discouraging when you see, like, they would share other people's posts and comments. Sometimes they could be even not even their original post, but people would be sharing and doing all sorts of stuff. But you put so much of effort, you're trying so hard, and when you see people are not acknowledging and appreciating, they've seen what you're doing, but they don't want to appreciate you. They don't want to give a like to the post or something like that. It can be really discouraging. I'm telling you, when you start, you really wish you get some people supporting you, cheering you on. And for the most part, I'm here to tell you, you won't face that. You will go through moments when you feel like giving up. You feel like, what is it worth me doing all this? Why I put so much of effort and I don't see the fruit of it? I always share this, that as much as I've preached to crowds of thousands of people on several occasions, when I've organized meetings, and literally not a single person showed up. I spoke to empty chairs. It was so discouraging. I looked up to, I thought maybe family members would show up. They didn't want to show up. They were against me doing ministry. I thought, there's some of the, friends or, the circle, they would say, John, whatever you do, we will cheer you on and stuff like that. But they didn't show up. There were times I literally spoke to empty chairs. And, even the podcast, so many times in the past, I can tell you, of course, right now, at least the podcast is, grown to a considerable amount and all of this stuff. But then when I started, this was many times, I would put so much of effort. I would have paid a heavy price in doing what I'm doing, and the result will be terrible. Not a single person would have listened. And on top of that, there will be people making comments saying, who is even going to listen to John Giftah preach or do his podcast and stuff? It used to be so discouraging. And there were times I organized meetings, I would invest or spend a lot of money, more than 1 month equivalent of my salary. I would have spent a lot of money, and the response would be so terrible that it would add fuel to the fire that was already burning in my family, who was against me doing ministry. And they would be like, this is why we told you not to do ministry. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. I'm not preaching from a place of theory. I'm not preaching from a place where I'm saying, all is well when you start walking in your God-given gifts and talents. All is well when you start taking the step and, going into... No, I'm preaching from a place where I have paid the price, guys. I'm talking to you about the place where when you say yes to the call and plan and will and purpose of God, God will give you the strength. God will give you the provision. God will give you the grace for your race. But it does not mean that you don't have a price to pay. I'm talking about that. Discouragements, disappointments, hurts, and abuse can be tremendous. The kind of comments you receive, it can be so bad. Anything for that matter. I'm not just talking about, starting a podcast or YouTube channel. I'm talking about anything, You start a business, people will come and give you 20 different things. All businesses are dying. Is this the time for you to do this? All sorts of stuff. People may give you 100 reasons why you should give up following your God-given gifts and talents. But today I'm telling you guys, don't despise the day of small beginnings. I'm the one who always tells people, even if you're starting something small, you don't have anybody to come and cheer you on. I'm there to cheer you on. I'm there to support you, celebrate you. But keep it going. Keep it going. Don't despise where you are, guys. Like I said, whether I face these kind of discouragements, yes, I face a lot, right? Even today, for that matter, of course, the podcast, like I said, is considerably growing. But I've been working on my YouTube channel for a long period of time. I think I started in 2016, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 2016. I started my YouTube channel in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, right? I think 7 years, if I'm not wrong. So I've been working on it for a long time, and nowadays, as I shared before, almost every other day I release a video on my YouTube channel. I've been putting so much of effort. I've been working on the subtitles. I've been putting so many hours of effort on it. And sometimes, when I look at the response, I used to be so discouraged, so discouraging. I mean, even this evening, I was just preparing to release a new video on my YouTube channel. I had edited a couple of things, and I was just planning on that. And somebody who did me wrong, who treated me very badly, and all this stuff. That person's post popped up on my YouTube feed, and that had like several hundred thousands of views, and immediately, it just hit me. I'm telling you, I'm just being an open book here, right? I'm a human being going through struggles. Okay, I'm not someone elevated to a place where I don't feel pain. I was immediately hurt very badly. Like, of course you can come and say, John, even if you get one view, it still matters and stuff. I totally agree with that, but it hit me hard. Like it was like, a person who did me wrong, who treated me with contempt and treated me so badly. And I went through such a hell of a program of a season of my life for the past couple of years, which changed the trajectory of my life. And when I saw this, like, wow, oh my goodness, this person has several hundred thousands of views on this video or a couple of videos, and here I am struggling to make 100 views on my YouTube channel after working on it so hard for so many years. And I had to come back to that place of reminding myself of what I'm telling you. Yes, my season of beginning has been for a long time. It's been 7 years, and still it's very small. Right? It was very, very discouraging when I saw that. But I have to tell you what I'm telling you. Your season of being small may be for a long time. It may I know many people. I've met a couple of people. They when they come, like in YouTube circles and all that, right? Or podcast circles. The minute they come, they expect that in 2 months I have to make enough money that I resign my job and go in full-fledged into my podcast or my YouTube. Can I tell you something, guys? It doesn't work that way. I'll be honest. And if somebody comes up with such ideas that you've joined my course and in 6 months you'll quit your job and make money, I'm telling you, they're just making a fool of you. Okay, it doesn't work that way. Yes, I'm a top ranking podcaster, right? My podcast is ranking and all of that stuff. But till date, I've not got enough money that I can sustain enough that I could quit my job yet. And till date, I've been working on my YouTube channel for a long time, but I've not got enough money or any money from YouTube till date, to be honest. I'm saying this to tell you guys that I don't have any, I'm putting content so that I can make money. I don't have anything like that. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing it because of my commitment. I'm doing it because, you know what? My season of being small is been for so many years, but I'm still doing it because I'm faithful to what God has called me to do. If that's one word I want to share with you guys today, it's this. Be faithful with your gifts and talents, no matter how long your season of being small is, the season of small beginning. It could be for a few years, it could be for many years. This is the 10th year of the ministry running. To be honest, I heard so many comments from people, even in recent times. They said, John, if you've been doing ministry for 10 years and still it's so small. I mean, kind of putting me down, despising me. And I'm like, I don't have any words to say, guys. I don't have any words, because some people say, if you had worked really hard, the way you should have done it, maybe in 3 or 4 years, you should have been, fully into it or something like that. Different people had different views on all of the stuff. But I want to tell you something. It's not in my hands, right? So what I want to tell you guys is this. We don't know how long your season of the being in the season of small beginning may be. We don't know. but be faithful. It could be for a few months, maybe for some of you, or it could be a few years, or it could be many years. Or here I am saying it's been a decade of ministering, and still it's I mean, of course God has brought us a long way, but it's definitely not, the way I thought it would. I thought it would have scaled, to a higher level, but it didn't happen. And people also, I made all these kind of comments, which, very frequently I hear such comments, that, if in the ministry should have grown more, maybe you made some mistake, or whatever people say, all this stuff. I'm here to tell you guys, why I'm sharing from my life is to help you relate to this challenge, right? However discouraging it is, keep it going. We don't have all the answers. For how long your season of small beginning will be, we don't know. It could be however long it is. Be faithful, be committed, and don't worry about the comments and all of this stuff. Just be your best. And I believe that when God knows the right time to enlarge your territories or expand your reach and all the different things to help you go to new levels, that's in His hands. All right, so I want to close with this. Just appreciate yourself and be proud of the fact that you took a step. Doesn't matter if you got 1 like or 0 likes. I know what it means to not get any likes or all of that stuff, but just take a step and we'll see how God leads. And if you want any encouragement, connect with me. I'm there to encourage you anytime. God bless you.
You've been listening to Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. We hope you were blessed and inspired to live the life that God has for you. Make sure to subscribe to the John Giftah YouTube channel for regular uploads of sermons, skits, interviews, and more. Follow John Giftah on Instagram for regular inspirational posts. And don't forget to check out the best-selling books written by John Giftah, Who Am I?, which will help you understand your identity, and the latest #1 bestseller, Unveil Your Purpose, helping you discover your purpose and to start walking in it. Make sure to leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends and loved ones. If you'd like to donate, you can find the PayPal link in the description. And if you'd like to invite John Giftah to speak at your event or to get more details, go to the website at www.johngiftah.com. See you on the next episode of The Fuel for the Soul with John Giftah. God bless you.
If your heart stops beating now, do you know where you're going? If you came face to face with death now, do you know where you're going? And this is not a message of condemnation. This is a message of hope. There is a God who loves you so much. He sent His only Son, Jesus Christ, to come down and pay a heavy price by shedding every drop of His blood on the cross. Thank you for dying for my sins. When you believe in Him, you have free gift of salvation for you that assures us that we will go to heaven when we die instead of suffering in hell forever. I just encourage you today to make the simple step of faith and say, Jesus, I thank you for what you did on the cross. Thank you for giving me this gift of eternal life.